Hello everyone, George Packard here, the Mosquito Police Millionaire, and today I want to talk to you about a kind of a hot topic today, what's going on with Donald Trump deporting all the illegal immigrants from our country, and what I think that means for small businesses like us. All right, so I'm going to start out by just saying there's some good and there's some bad that's going to come out of this. So let's start with the good things first. So some of the good things are reducing the crime in this country. Crime is ridiculous in our country today. It is insane. I have like Chicago, Milwaukee, it's just a few hours from us, and there's so much crime going on there. Milwaukee area, Chicago, all that. Madison, you name it. I mean, there's so much of it going on there. And it's all over the country. It's not just there. But one of the good things, you're going to reduce that crime because a lot of these people come over here and they just don't understand our laws. I'm going to give you an example of somebody that worked for me that I got over here on an H-2B visa. He felt he came from, where the hell was he? I don't know. I don't know if he was out of Mexico. I don't think he was out of Mexico. I can't remember where he was out of. Anyway, it really doesn't matter. But he came over here with the philosophy of men are superior to women. And there was an incident that took place with one of our female technicians for the Mosquito Police, and he reached out and grabbed her arm, and he wanted to use the company phone, and he felt that she should let him do that, and she told him no, and he kind of got in her face about it. So when they got back, she told me about it, and I had to confront the guy, and what he told me was, he's like, you should be for the man. In my country, this is the men are way more valuable than the women, and so it's that crazy mentality, right? So they come over here to the United States sometimes, and they still have that in their mind, like they're the boss, they're the king, and the woman should worship them. And in America, it's just not that way, right? So I have a joke about that, by the way. I always throw this at my wife. I'm like, in China, the women walk 10 feet behind the man, and in America, the women walk all over man. Get it? See what I did there? Anyway, it was just a joke. I use my wife once in a while. All right, so here's the thing. I know it's going to be a good thing to get them out of here for the reason of the crime problem, okay? That's one thing. Reducing the fentanyl is huge. That fentanyl is a big problem in our country. Everybody knows it is. And these people are just poisoning our people and killing our people. So if we can shut that down, by all means necessary, I'm behind Trump 100%. We talk about opening up the housing community. That's what I want to talk about. So a lot of these people had to have somewhere to live, right? And so either the government put them up and cost us, the taxpayers, millions of dollars to put these people up in these buildings. But now these buildings are going to be emptied out, right? They're going to start coming after these people, getting rid of them. That's going to open up housing opportunities. And when that happens, then more and more Americans can find places to live. It opens up that market, okay? Instead of the market being so tight because there's nowhere to live because we're just overpopulated basically, that now it's going to open that up, I feel, all right? And I think that's a good thing. The reduced government spending is huge. That's going to be a big part of it. So look at all the money we're going to save instead of meeting these people at the border, giving them a phone that costs the taxpayers money, providing housing for them that costs money, and the food for them, medical. Imagine, they come over here, people don't realize this. If they come over here, they have their babies here, they go into the hospital, they have their babies, now they're in the system. They're in the welfare system, right? And so they're constantly being taken care of. So it's not just their medical bills, it's everything for them. Medical, dental, you name it. They got a clean slate, they get everything given to them. So I think that it's a good thing. It's going to be a big drain off of our society. Now, let's talk about some of the bad things. Number one, it's going to be a shortage of workers. So if you think we have a shortage of workers now and nobody wants to work, you're absolutely right. I see that getting worse. I don't think that's going to get better. I think because you've eliminated a lot of these people that did come over here to work, because they're not all criminals, right? And a lot of them did come over here to work, and some of them are still getting sent back. And they should, because if they're illegal, they shouldn't be here. They shouldn't be here. If you're over here and you make money and you pay your taxes and you're a good citizen, then we welcome you. But if you're not going to do that and you're going to make cash money under the table and you send it back to Mexico or wherever, I'm not agreeable to that. I don't think that's a good thing. Okay, I could go on and on about this, but I really don't want to dive too much into the politics of this. I'm just telling you things that I think are going to happen for small business. So I know it's going to drive the wages up. So now, because we're already in a shortage of demand for workers because the younger generation doesn't give a shit and doesn't want to work and they're too frickin' lazy, but now some of the people that would be willing to do the work are going to disappear. And when they disappear, that means we got to pay our people even more money. So what does that do? As soon as we have to pay them more money, we have to charge more money for our services. Once that happens, who pays the bill? The consumer. And eventually it gets to the point where it's just too much money for the consumer to pay, right? And so everything keeps driving these prices up all the time. Even today, I mean, I'm paying people a lot more than they're worth just because they have a heartbeat, just because they have a pulse, just because they showed up and have a driver's license. So it's ridiculous what we as business owners have to go through today. I don't even want to get started on this generation thing. And they're not, and again, I don't want to say they're all that way because they're not. There's a lot of them that are hard workers. There are a lot of them that do go to work every day. So I don't want to just say this generation is just fucked. I don't want to say it like that. But there's a huge amount of them that are useless as tits on a boar. So I'll just leave it at that. All right. I did a video a while ago about H-2B visas, cracking the code to H2 or to the work problem. And one of the things that we did is we did what's called a H-2B visa. And that is you're getting them into the country legally. They come through the port of entry. They come through, they're scrutinized, they're checked out. We make sure they're not criminals. And when they come here, they work their asses off. These are really good people. Really good people. Aside from the one that I had to put back on a plane and ship back to where he came from. Him and his brother, actually. But the rest of them were really good people. And so by far the majority of them, in my experience, have been solid people, hardworking people. They come in here, they do their job. And here's the shitty thing about those guys. They come in here, they do their job. We have to take taxes out. They pay taxes just like you and me. That's a good thing, and I'm all for that. But you talk about a tax return at the end of the year, none of them get that money. None of them. So they paid it in when they were here, but they don't get it back. So that's our government, another way of fucking them. So anyway, I don't agree with that either. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about the H-2B visas and talk about if they come into the country legally, it's not a big deal. It's a great thing. Come in, be prosperous. It is a land of opportunity. You can do anything here. But just come through the front gates. I'm getting off topic. I'm going to come back to this, but my take on the business is it's not going to be good for small business owners. Any way you look at it, prices are going to go up because of this. But I think all the good way offsets the bad that's coming. That's just my take. Leave me your comments down below. I'd like to know what you guys think. Thanks for watching.